Hello, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my channel. In my next step video today, I want to talk with you about something that I think we have all fallen into: distracted focus. Distraction brought about by multitasking, distraction brought about by lack of focus. There was a time when I thought something was wrong if someone was not able to do more than one thing at a time. The ability to do various tasks at the same time became my standard of how productive a person was. This concept of doing several things at the same time has always been around, but I think it was my generation, the boomers, that first coined the phrase multitasking. And if you're in the business world, I think that's one thing that you look at when you're reviewing resumes. Are people able to multitask, do more than one thing at a time? But in reality, our minds can only do so much at one time. With technology as it is these days, we can have our morning devotion read to us while checking the weather forecast, while texting a friend about meeting up for lunch. All of these things get done, so to speak, but none of them receive our total focus because our focus has been spread across too many areas. Now, I'm not against starting a load of clothes while vacuuming the house and listening to some music to inject some energy into the day. This may be the norm in your house because it's almost the norm in my house. But if we want a mark of excellence upon something that we are doing, it will require our full attention, our full focus, especially if that's something that we're doing is for God. Ask yourself how easy it is to turn your phone off. Or better yet, are you able to leave the house without your phone? How easy is it for you to drive without the radio on or without a CD playing? How easy is it to cut the grass or weed the flower bed without earbuds? And if I may get just a touch personal here, how easy is it to take a bathroom break without the phone in your hand? Technology is good and can be beneficial, but the use of technology has grown until we are all greatly dependent upon it. On my meditation playlist, I have videos discussing how to get what's in our minds down into our hearts. This is Christian meditation. This is how we grow. This is how we change. But it has to be intentional. It has to be on purpose. We have to learn to quieten ourselves, to hear from God, and to begin to think like God thinks, so we can have the results in our life that God intended. The world has always been full of distractions. It's just that the ability we now have to have instant news, instant entertainment, instant conversation with those that we love, all of this has changed. And that has made a difference. But I believe this has also opened us up to being distracted and being distracted more easily. Have you ever gotten up with a determination to complete one or two things around the house? Then you walk into the kitchen and you see that junk drawer. I think everybody has that junk drawer in their kitchen. And you think to yourself, I'll just tackle that drawer before I start working. Then, in taking a screwdriver and a hammer out of that drawer, and you take them to the garage to put them away, you see that work area also needs to be cleared. If you are not careful, you will spend the day doing these minor things, and the major things will still be waiting on your attention. One time we needed to do some work on the house that we were in. We saw the need. We talked about doing the work. The money came in to do the work. But we got distracted. And the money went to pay for a trip that we had been wanting to take. The trip was enjoyable. And upon returning home, the work on the house still needed to be done. The money again came in to do the work. So did we learn from our previous mistake? No. The money went out again, but not on the house. And once again, the house still needed the work done. Provision had been supplied, but we, in our distraction, missed using it properly. This is how our life can be, especially if we're seeking the plan of God for our life. We get caught up with another Bible study or a new devotion book or a new minister on YouTube, and we travel down that pathway. Or you begin to know what God would have you to do within your community, and then the church begins a clothes closet for the homeless. Your pull is in one direction. The church's pull is in another direction. See, both of these things are good things that need doing. It's just a matter of which will grab your attention, your focus. Will you stay with your plan that God has put in your life? Or will you jump into the plan of another? Both meet the needs of others, but which is what you are supposed to be doing? Several years ago, I received an invitation to minister within the Texas prisons. It was through another ministry that I had made a decision to never work with again. The reasons for this decision will not be discussed on this platform, but they were valid. But now I had an opportunity to go into Texas prisons and minister the Word of God. And ministering the Word of God inside prisons is where my calling is. It's my calling. It's what I love to do. But my decision to not associate with this ministry was before me. My desire to go into the prisons was great. So I moved past my decision and I accepted the invitation. It was a glorious time with the inmates. We provided love, hope, and encouragement at a time when they were experiencing unrest. But in dealing with the logistics of the weekend, I knew that my original decision was correct, and I regretted my presence there. I asked God to forgive me for participating in that weekend. I determined to myself that this would never happen again. And I asked God to bless each and every inmate that had been in our services. The event in and of itself was a good thing. It was just not what I was supposed to be doing at that time. My time, my money, my energy were used, but it was not used as it should have been. Living in the plan of God, walking it out day by day, takes focus. Keeping your mind on the main plan, keeping your time free for the plan, and keeping your money and energy tied to the plan. All that takes focus. We are human beings, and we are limited in our resources. God will supply what we need. We just need to make sure that those resources are used as He has directed. If we mess up, we're not to despair. God has more resources available to us. He's not holding anything back. He's not judging us for making mistakes. He's training us for what's in our future. I believe He just wants to be us each to be on point in our learning. Distractions take away focus from what God has for us to do. These distractions can be good things in and of themselves, but they distract us from our main point. We have limited time on this earth. We need to have clear focus if we're to accomplish what God has for each of us to do. Stay on point, stay with the plan, stay focused, and don't be distracted. One day soon, we will receive that "well done, good and faithful servant" that we all desire to hear. Thank you for watching, and we'll be together again soon.